Hey guys, so we are in week 3 now of our Revelation series, and this week we're looking at the lens of discipleship. We're specifically focusing in on Revelation chapters 2 and 3. It's really the most practical instruction in the book of Revelation, but even everything in these chapters, it's like they resonate throughout the book of Revelation. It's kind of like we talked about last week with this idea of recapitulation and things happening over and over and over again. It's like everything in these letters tends to come back up throughout the book. So within these letters, and please pay attention as Brandon walks us through all 7 letters, and he's given us some good points, right? He's giving us some great points, very concise summaries of the practical message of each of these letters. But the reality is you can boil it all down. And it's really interesting. So I just got home from doing a pressure washing job. And, when I started this little, 1 day a week business, I called it Let It Shine Pressure Washing. Well, that Let It Shine part's kind of obvious when it comes to hey, it's a cute little saying that means you're cleaning up the outside of my house, right? But for me, it's more than that. It's a proactive thing. Let it shine, right? That's what Jesus told us in Matthew chapter 5. He said, "You are the light of the world." And he told us to let our light shine before men, right? And the book of Revelation is specifically saying, don't give in to the darkness. Don't let the darkness hide your light. And man, everything in these 7 letters that we're looking at this week, you could really boil it down to, hey, don't give in to the culture around you. Don't give in to the temptations around you. Don't get comfortable with just ho-hum status quo. But let your light shine. Be faithful to Jesus. Obey Jesus, and let that be something that just shines out into the darkness of the culture around us. And there again, we go back to those 4 steps for studying a passage of scripture, and you're gonna have to grasp the text in their town. And Brandon's given us a lot of really good historical and cultural context, and some of those things in the historical and cultural context, man, you can't understand the depth of these 7 letters without it. It's specifically talking to what is happening in that time, in that place. But then we got to say, hey, what's the difference, right? What's the difference between them and us? Now, culturally speaking, there's a lot of differences, but we do face similar types of temptations, right? And so that's when we get to the principles. And those are the things that Brandon's giving us, those principles that we can then take and apply to our own lives. So that's the discussion we're going to have today. We're going to really dive into these things, and we're going to be challenged. I would really encourage you, as your group gets together, break out into men and women and have a little bit smaller group of people that you can have some real open, honest conversation with about which one of these statements, these points that Brandon is making about these 7 letters, which one of these things is really hitting you right now? And what is it you can do in this next week, one small step in this next week to begin to conquer that, to overcome that? Because Jesus wants us to have ears to hear. He doesn't just want us to know, He wants us to have the ears to hear so that our hearts, like, it infuses itself into our actions. So I hope you guys have a great conversation this week, and think about it. How are you letting your light shine? It's a really important question for us. We can't just be passive in this. We need to be proactive to let our light shine. You guys have a great discussion.